Molly stood in front of her bedroom mirror, scrutinizing every inches of her appearance. The green dress that she has chosen hung perfectly on her frame, accentuating her waist and fallen just above the knees. It was the same dress that she has been admired for weeks until she decided to buy the dress for tonight's event. Despite its perfect fit, there was a doubt in her mind. Is this too much? Arriving at the party, she was greeted with smiles and compliments, in which she returned with timid thanks and plastered on smile. As the evening wore on, Molly couldn't shake the thought that she was out of place. Each laughs and any small glance from anyone made her stomach sick. Are they laughing at me? Did I choose the wrong outfit? And her mind just raced faster than the ability for her to enjoy the moment. Caring too much about what people think and the anxiety that comes with it, the feeling that you're being weighted down by other people's expectations are the feelings that I am very familiar with, because guess what? I was Molly. And if you're watching this video right now, there is a good chance that you are too. I used to spend many hours and many sleepless nights in agony, worrying about what people thought of me, how I was perceived, did I say something wrong, did I do something silly, did I offend anyone, or even small things like how my tone came across in the email. And I used to think that this was a normal part of life. This was something that every single one struggled with, and we just had to deal with it, and there was nothing that we can do about it until I started my reinvention journey. I started journaling and self-reflection, that I realized that this was draining so much energy out of my days. It was weighting me down. I was letting other people controlling my life, and I decided that this needed to change. But I can promise you that this for me wasn't an easy task. There are so many tips floating around on the internet, and I have followed the majority of them. But over time, there's this one method that really worked for me, and I do hope that it would work for you too. And in order to talk about it, I want to introduce you to the book called The Courage to Be Disliked, and this is where I learned this concept. I want to read you the actual wordings that completely changed my train of thoughts. In general, all interpersonal relationship troubles are caused by intruding on other people's tasks or having one's own tasks intruded on. Carrying out the separation of tasks is enough to change one's interpersonal relationships dramatically. First, learn the boundary of, from here on, this is not my task, and discard other people's tasks. That is the first step toward lightening the load and making life simpler. So to put simply, you need a separation between your job and other people's job. And what other people think about you is not your job, is not your task, is not your responsibility. It is their job and not yours. For us, we may feel like we want to be liked and we don't want to be disliked. That may be our job and our responsibility. However, whether so and so actually dislikes us or think of us the certain way is not our job. So the next time your mind starts to wander to the place where you worry too much about what people think of you, ask yourself this same question. Is this my task? Is this my job? Is the way that people are thinking about you your responsibility? And I can tell you right now that since I started implementing this, my worries of what other people think of me start to disappear, because I understand that the way they think about me is not something that I can control and therefore not my responsibility. And there is absolutely no point of me worrying about it. You have no responsibility to live up to what other people think you ought to accomplish. I have no responsibility to be like they expect me to be. It's their mistake, not my failing. And of course, this will not change overnight. It will take time and repetition to make it work. I do still have these moments of doubts that these feelings, these worries will kick back. The other day, I went to the gym. I took a boxing class, and after the class, I was the first person to walk out of the class. And as I was walking away from the studio to my car, I heard the instructor said,
"Okay guys, you know what to do. Clean up after your equipment."
And here and then I thought, was he talking about me? Is he now going to think I am disgusting, dirty, and irresponsible? But then I asked myself this very same question. The first time, I still thought about what he was saying. The second time, I still thought about what he was saying, until I realized that, okay, I cannot control what he was thinking. Maybe he was talking about me, maybe he wasn't talking about me, but I know that I am a responsible person, and the way that he may have thought of me doesn't resemble who I am. And I just parked that thought there and moved on with my day. And with that practice, I slowly grew to learn to be stronger, trust myself, trust my instinct, and value my opinions above others. Because you got to remember that every time you let other people control your life, dictating what you do or how you behave, you are slowly giving away your power. The moment that you need that external validation to feel the certain way or to feel happy, you are letting other people controlling your state of mind. Another thing to remember is that whatever you're worrying about, most of the time it is just a small part of life. Sometimes you need to zoom out to realize how insignificant that event or what you said that you're worrying about is in the grand scheme of things. Sometimes we can feel like we are the center of the universe because we're looking at things from our own lens. But once we zoom out, the universe is infinite, and we as a person are such a small, teeny tiny part of the universe. And that one particular event, that one particular thing that we said is even smaller. We can all be spending days and hours thinking about what we said or what we did, but 20 years from now, these things will become very insignificant and no one would even remember that it happened, because most of the time people are also busy thinking about themselves, and therefore our mistakes are easily forgotten. If you are struggling with worrying too much, caring too much about what people think like I did, give this tip a try and let me know how it goes. It's been pretty liberating for me. I am now able to free a lot of my mental capacity and significantly reducing my stress. So I hope this tip works for you. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.